Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm gonna do a storytime video. Hot day today, super hot, and it's finally cooled off. The sun has set, the crickets came out. It's a nice cool night. Christina's inside doing some organization in the office, and I have a nice cigar to smoke. This is, let's see, what is this? Valdez cigars. You can't see crap, can you? Here, let's use our medieval time candle here. There we go. That's what that is. And I got this from Mr. George Eichard. He handed this to me when I saw him in Georgia. So a very special cigar to me. I'm going to enjoy it right now while I tell you these stories. So let's pop this out of the wrapper. I'm not doing a review on this. I'm just going to enjoy it. I'll talk a little bit about it while I'm doing the video. It smells great though. Out of the wrapper, I'm doing a little punch cut in here, and we're going to talk about some stuff. By the way, this punch cutter, which you can barely see, this thing is awesome. I really regret to say I don't know who makes it. There's no manufacturing on here. There is, however, a patent number. Maybe I can give you the patent number and you guys can look it up, because a lot of people were interested in this, but couldn't figure out who made it. This was sent to me. It's my favorite punch cutter. It's such a quality piece. Alright, so look this up. Patent D as in dog 570,041. There you go. That'll tell you who makes it. In fact, I probably should have done that before the video, but I didn't. By the way, if you do notice, the sconce, actually I have two sconces on the wall here now. So me and Christina come out here at night, kind of enjoy a cup of coffee or a drink, or just sit out here and talk, play cards, all kinds of stuff. It's really nice. And also breakfast too. Surprised with breakfast, because that's the kind of guy I am. Moving on. Alright, so let's get a punch cut on this cigar. Now, I'm going to be posting this on 4th of July, so happy 4th of July, or the day after, in case you're out and about and you're going to see this after the fact. I really do wish everyone a really, just a fantastic Independence Day, and I really hope that everyone has safe travels. If you're playing with fireworks, hope you don't blow a finger off. That's kind of what I'm going to be talking about in this. The main part of these stories for the Storytime video is going to be fireworks. All right, I'm going to tell you some fireworks stories. But before I get into that, I'm going to talk a little bit about like a vloggy type thing here. Two things. First of all, I'm really trying to lose weight again. I've been down this road before. I've done it before. I'm going to do it again. I'm very serious about it this time. And the other thing is I'm growing in a beard. Now, I have the worst facial hair. I don't know why it comes in like Joe Dirt. Actually, Joe Dirt's even better because at least it's symmetrical. There's just something about it. But here's the thing: I've never tried a full beard because I've always was discouraged. It starts coming in all patchy and like really crappy looking, and I'm like, I look homeless or like I'm turning into a wolf. And so I shave it. You know, this time, screw it. I don't care what I look like for a while. It's kind of a weird middle stage, but we'll see if it fills in or not. So yeah, no shaving. I'll keep shaving my head, so that looks clean. But the face, I'm going for full beard. And the other thing is, I kind of have a goal for weight loss. Now, the other day, I weighed 307 pounds, which is crazy considering the weight I used to, weigh, and all the weight that I lost, and the fact that I gained back 100 pounds. That is crazy. But truth be told, it's all depression. In short, I got skinny. First time in my life, I was just so happy. I've never been skinny. I've always been the fat kid, and then the fat teen, and then the fat adult. The biggest thing was health. I was diabetic, and I'll do a separate storytime video on being diabetic. And then when I lost weight, I lost that. It's not hereditary. It was just because of the fact that my body was too big. I wasn't able to produce enough insulin. So once I lost weight, the doctor's like, yeah, you don't have to take pills anymore. You don't take medicine. You're no longer diabetic. And I'm like, oh my God. So that was huge. But beyond that, when I finally did get to my goal weight, my lightest was 204. And this time I want to break 200. I just want to get to that 199 just to see it. Once I hit that point, I definitely don't carry being skinny well. I have to bulk back up with muscle. All right, not fat. So once I hit 199 and just hit that goal, I just want to see that under 200 pounds. Once that's out of the way, then I will start really hitting the weights and stuff, and fill out some of that skin with some muscle. But anyway, what basically happened was I got skinny, and I thought I would be incredibly happy, and I wasn't. I was missing some of the most important things in my life. I didn't have my family at the time. I didn't have a girl who loved me, you know, someone who I can love. And I got so discouraged, and I got depressed, and at the time there was this other girl that it was just very, very depressing. And so I thought, what the hell am I skinny for? You know, all this for nothing. And then I started eating again and getting to bad habits. And it slowly crept up on me. But I've done it once before. I'm going to do it again. And I'm serious about it. So the other day, or not the other day, but a week ago, I weighed 307. This morning I weigh exactly 300. So I lost 7 pounds in a week. I'm happy about that. I'm going to continue going on. Got a 100-pound goal now, so once I hit 199, I'll be extremely happy. So I'll of course keep you guys posted. Not that it matters, because when you can see me, you'll know how I'm doing, whether you see me getting skinnier or staying the same or getting fatter, which is not going to happen. One of the things when I started gaining weight back was, you know what, I don't care about gaining weight back, but I'm not going to be diabetic again. That was just, that's ridiculous to have gone through that experience, and then to get back to that point again. It's never going to happen. I'll die before, you know, I become, you know, that big and diabetic again. Just not going to do it. Can't afford it anyway. You know, that crap's expensive. But regardless, let me light this up. And so, yes, I just want to pretty much explain, when you look at me in some videos coming up and I look like the Wolf Man, it's because I'm trying a full beard. Hey, you know what? If I don't like it, I could shave it anytime I want, which is a nice thing. But beyond that, I'm seriously trying to lose weight. Now I'm going to tell you a quick little story before we get into the fireworks stuff. Me and Christina took a really long walk, about 3.5, 4 miles, and came across a bear. Now Christina grew up in a city her whole life, city girl. So of course she loves it in the country. It's really nice and everything, which, you know, thank God she doesn't miss the city all that much. Some of the convenience, of course. That's the one thing about a city, is if you need something, it's everywhere. You come up here in the woods, you got a little traveling to do if you want stuff. But anyway, she was so excited when she saw her first bear a couple months ago. Because I told her, I'm like, there's bear walking around and stuff. It's not what you're used to. And she was excited about it when she saw it. It's really exciting. We were in a car, and it was picking through the garbage in the street, and I slowly drove by and everything. She could see it real close. But now we're taking a walk and exercising, and we see a bear crossing the road. Big ass bear. Now this is not, you know, the bear at the zoo. This is the real deal. It's right there. We're on the side of the road. We can't jump into a car. We can't, you know, what we could do, knock on someone's door. So luckily, even walking, even taking an exercise walk, it's my tank top, my shorts, my cell phone, and my gun. Alright, I always have my gun on me. And the reason I brought this whole bear story up is that a lot of times I'll get crap from people from different countries and stuff that don't understand, you know, what it's like to live with guns around you. And it's not just, you know, overseas. There's plenty of people, even in the United States, that don't grow up around guns or anything like that. I didn't grow up around guns at all. I, you know, inherited a gun. Let's try that again. I inherited a gun. I don't know why that came out weird. But then I fell in love. And of course, my passion grew from there. But then once I started carrying one, I realized, man, you know, I'm glad I'm starting to do this, because there's a lot of people with guns, and a lot of them aren't supposed to have them. And it's just peace of mind. So let's get started on this, and I'll continue my little story there. Actually, I feel, yeah, there's a tiny little hole here. Little tiny pinhole on the side, so I'm not getting the suction. Damn it. It's like a carb on my car. Alright, probably just got damaged in the friggin' flight back. TSA handling my bags. Let me tell you another story real quick. Man, this is gonna be a long video. When I was flying, not this last time to Georgia, but when we were going to Vegas. No, actually, no, it wasn't Vegas. This is when I was going down to Florida. I was flying to Jacksonville. I was on the plane, I was already seated, and I saw the baggage handler. Now when you're at the end of the little tunnel thing before you get on the plane, all the people who have carriages and wheelchairs and stuff, they leave them there. And then of course the guy will open the door and he'll walk down the stairs and stuff with all the strollers and the baby stuff. And you know, you board the plane and it goes under the plane. When you arrive, they're sitting there outside the plane again. So I'm watching this guy, and he's throwing these friggin' strollers down the stairs. I can't believe it. It's like in plain sight. This is during the day. It was like a 9 o'clock flight. It's bright out and everything. He's pulling them outside the door and literally just chucking them down the stairs. Just boop, 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 boop. I'm like, holy shit. Sorry, I didn't mean to curse. I'm like, holy. I can't believe that he's doing it. Like, he just didn't care about his job whatsoever. He wasn't even hiding the fact that he was kind of damaging these things. It just kind of blew me away that he was doing that right in front of everyone. And no one stopped him. No other workers stopped him. No one on the plane stopped him. There was a woman in front of me who was talking about it with her husband. She's like, oh my God, you see what that guy's doing? Just absolutely insane. Anyway, I have no idea why they even popped in my head. Moving back to the bear. Yeah, I just want to mention it. I mean, people ask me all the time, number one question, what do you need to carry a gun for? Well, I'll answer that with this. Today, I couldn't walk down the friggin' road without seeing a huge black bear. So if you're not in that situation, you might not know what it's like to carry a gun. It's really 50% of the reason I carry a gun is because of the wildlife around here. Alright, I've seen rabid fox running around throughout the day. I've come across all kinds of animals that can give you rabies. They don't have to be big and scary with claws to be a danger to you. You know, skunk, who wants to get sprayed by a skunk? You know, there's a lot of reasons that I carry a gun. And animals actually plays a big part in it. It's not just all about, I'm going to be at, you know, the bank and someone's going to rob it and I'm going to save the day. Alright, all that bullshit, and I'm sorry for cursing, but that is bullshit. Alright, if you're going to carry a gun thinking you're going to be a hero, you're not the person that should be carrying a gun. Alright, I'm not going to get preachy about this because this is supposed to be about fireworks, so I'm going to get into that in a second. But there's a lot of people who carry guns who I think might have the wrong mindset as to what to do in certain situations. It's very situational. You never know what you're going to do until that moment happens, but defense is a very specific thing. And just because you have a gun on your side doesn't give you the right to pull it out and endanger everyone. I'll leave it at that. Cigar's really nice, very smooth. It's burning very nicely. It's a shame I got this little hole on the side. You can see that smoke pouring out of there. But without covering the hole, I barely get a drag on it. Covering the hole, obviously I create the suction I need. So, anyway, I like it. Well, thank you, George. Super nice of you. So, alright, I don't know how long I've even been filming so far, and I even touch upon friggin' fireworks. Happy 4th of July. It is absolutely awesome. Love 4th of July. I love just reminiscing about the reason why we celebrate this holiday. And of course this is, you know, worldwide and stuff, and a lot of people don't care about the United States Independence Day. Many other countries do have their own Independence Day, and look, I salute everyone. This is a prideful day for Americans, but even if you're not American, you know, have pride in your own country. I don't fault anyone for having pride. People say, you know, go Italy, go France, go Germany, Spain. It doesn't really make a difference to me. If you're proud of where you come from and your heritage, that's awesome, and I salute you for that. You know, but this is our day as Americans to look back and really honor all the people that made it what it is today. All the good people, let's say. Not all the politicians and scumbags and you know, selfish, greedy, rich people over the years that have cultivated our government into the messed up. I'm not even going to go there. I'm not even going to go there in this video. But I think a lot of you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. No, seriously, you really have to think about all the people that give you the freedom to go to the park or your friend's house, you know, or family's house, and the capability of turning on a grill, you know, to make some hamburgers and hot dogs in excess. A lot of people all around the world don't have that, never will have that, have never seen it, and will never know it. There's a lot of poverty out there, and there's a lot of people suffering, and you know, it's not, I'm not saying that to bum you guys out or anything. I'm saying it because I appreciate every single thing that I have, and every time I wish I had more, I realize that I'm very lucky, you know, and oftentimes I do feel like, you know, life sucks, but the important things that are in life, I have. And as far as like money and bills and, you know, car problems and all these things are minor issues, and it doesn't matter who you are, or how much money you have, or what your background is. You'll always have ups and downs in life. Life really is a roller coaster, and it's full of good moments and crappy moments. And you know, around the holidays, any holiday for that matter, it's really time to kind of just feel lucky and feel blessed for whatever you do have, all right? Because it can always be worse, no matter what. So now that I've blabbed a bunch, let's talk about some fireworks. I'm liking this. This is nice. Not doing a review on this, but super smooth. I'm not getting any particular flavors other than just like nice aged tobacco. Slightly sweet. It's got a great draw, minus the hole. Just a really nice cigar. It's also burning very well, but I'm gonna let that rest for a minute. Let's talk about fireworks. Alright, I love fireworks. I've loved fireworks ever since I was a tiny little kid. God, the first time I did fireworks I was probably 4 or 5 years old. I've always had such a fascination with fire and pyrotechnics and explosions, and particularly fireworks because it was so colorful and visual. Right? You have these noises, this whistling and the popping and exploding and spinning and all this stuff. I love it. I love it. I don't know anyone who doesn't like fireworks, and if you don't like fireworks, it's probably because they're loud or you don't like the smell of the sulfur and the burning in the air. But other than that, how can you not like fireworks? It's wonderful. It's a wonderful thing. It's entertaining at its max. It's visual. It's, you know, it's something that's heard. You know, it's just a really good time, and it's celebratory. It's always happy. There's never a sad fireworks show. Never like ew, never. It's always fun and just a positive thing. So I've always looked forward to 4th of July, and even beyond 4th of July. You know, even as a kid, growing up in Jersey, whenever we came to Pennsylvania, because my grandfather lived here, whenever we came up, I had to buy fireworks. The fact that there were fireworks stores all year round blew my mind. I really wish we had that in Jersey. I wish, you know, fireworks were legal in Jersey. But every time I came up to PA, I was always buying fireworks and shooting them off and having a great time. And, you know, even the simplest of fireworks, you know, even the snakes and sparklers, you know, they put a smile on my face. All the way up to massive mortars, you know. Growing up, about 11, 12 years old, I started making fireworks with my friends. Nothing special, you know, homemade pyrotechnics, you know, little fizzles here, and half the time it didn't even work. I really got into model rockets when I was in Boy Scouts. And I used to use those rocket engines and fasten my own fireworks to them, and, you know, play around with that and kind of take them apart, and it was really, really fun. And we used to always get fuse from the hobby shop. In fact, it was, oh man, it was on Route 17 in Jersey, and everyone in Jersey, I'm sure you know Route 17, at least North Jersey. Oh man, I can't think of that hobby shop. Zeppelin Hobbies? That's what it is. If you're in Jersey still, let me know if that place still exists. They had tons of model rocket stuff, tons of model cars. They also did those electric cars on the tracks, which is really fun. Actually, one time I bought a pig there, a toy pig. Because it wasn't a toy, I was actually high. Me and Chris smoked a bunch of weed, and we went down to Zeppelin Hobby to buy fuse for fireworks, which is dumb, yes. And I saw they had a bunch of farm animals there, and the pig had balls, like huge balls. It was a little figure, it's like this big, huge pair of nuts on it. I'm like, I was dying laughing. I'm like, oh my god, why would they have a kid's toy with nuts? You know, it's like pig junk. And duh, it's because it's a model for, like, you know, like a town you make, a real farm. So that's why it's anatomically correct. But I didn't think of it at the time, and I just thought, man, that's a hilarious toy, I gotta buy that. I ended up buying it. It was like $6. And it sat on my shelf for years. It was a funny story. But anyway, I digress. So yeah, we loved fireworks. Used to play around trying to make our own fireworks all the time. And one of the craziest stories that ever happened, and it may not seem like a big deal, whatever, but at the time it was so friggin' nuts. Was I had a friend, Heather S. I want to say her last name, but screw it, Heather Cerruti. If you guys, if you know her, or if you're watching Heather, you know, hit me up. I haven't seen you in years. Went to high school with her, coolest chick ever. She was kind of a tomboy, good-looking girl, but always hanging out with the guys. Kind of like punk goth, I guess. Not really goth so much, maybe just punky. But anyway, super cool chick, and her brother used to get M80s all the time, just straight up legit M80s. And she used to bring like a garbage bag full of them, and she used to give me a bunch of them. We were really good friends. I got a bunch of them all the time outside of school. Actually, at one point I was selling them in school for $5 a piece and giving her a cut. I sold everything in school. My God, I've talked about that in story times. I was Mr. Entrepreneur back then. If you wanted it, I can get it for you. Anyway, yeah, so I had all these M80s, and I used to sell them in school, $5 a piece, and kids buying it left and right. And me and Chris used to go back in the woods all the time, of course, you know, smoking and hanging out and stuff. And you really shouldn't get high and play with M80s. That's not a good idea. And, you know, thank God nothing ever happened to us. You know, knock on wood, nothing will ever happen to anyone out there that's screwing around doing stuff you shouldn't. I want to say boys will be boys, but those are some dumbass kids. And so was I in a lot of moments. And I do thank God that nothing ever bad happened. I mean, we used to hike just high, just crazy, off cliffs and stuff, and I'd be climbing down, and just, I could have slipped and died at any point in time. Could have ran across some bear, friggin' mountain lion, who knows what. Anyway, so of course we're playing with M80s, and the best was in the wintertime. We used to throw a rock out and punch a hole through the ice in the pond, because there was a little path when you walk back in the woods, and there's a big pond on either side. It's actually two separate ponds. It didn't even run into the other one, just two kind of big stagnant ponds. There wasn't really a lot of water flow going on there. It was all nasty usually. But anyway, in the wintertime, we used to punch a hole through with a rock and then light M80s or other firecrackers and try to sling them across the ice so they'd fall in the hole before they'd blow up. And it was awesome, especially the M80s. So we're down to one more M80. I think we brought like 5 or 6 back in the woods. And we used to also, like, of course, Mr. Knife Guy, always, since I was 9, I go back there and start whittling a hole into the tree with my whatever knife I had on me at the time, mostly folders. I wasn't into fixed blades until I got a little bit older. But yeah, I'd whittle a hole in the tree, we shove the M80 in there, and we'd blow like, you know, 3 or 4 inch diameter trees just completely apart. It was amazing. So much fun. We do one, and then we wait like 15 minutes to see if, like, you know, the cops come or anything like that. Because we were in the woods, but for the most part behind Chris's house, it wasn't that deep in the woods yet. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was probably 100 yards where we hung out mostly. And if we did something crazy or thought we were going to get in trouble, we booked it deep into the woods to make sure if a cop did kind of show up from any noise complaint or anything like that, that we wouldn't be found. So anyway, we're screwing around. We have one M80 left. And I knew it. It went out on me. That's okay. Just light it back up. I'm doing a lot of talking, not a whole lot of smoking. So we have one M80 left, right? And this is during the winter, same deal. And I go to light it, and I chuck it out in the ice, and it doesn't go off. All right, and it's probably 15, 20 feet out on the on top of the ice, and it's just sitting there. And we're waiting. We got our fingers in our ears, and I'm kind of hunched down a little bit, waiting for this thing to go off. Wait about 30 seconds or so, and nothing happened. So I'm like, oh crap, and Chris is like, all right, let's go. And I'm like, no, we're not gonna go. I'm gonna go get that thing. He's like, you're nuts. All right, first of all, he's a fat kid, so he didn't think I'd be able to go out in the ice without it breaking. The ice was thick, but it was sketchy. So anyway, I ended up walking out in the ice to try to get this thing. I'm kind of kneeling down. I'm ready to jump back to shore at any point. And then I passed that point of no return. I'm out probably 7-8 feet. There's no way I'm going to jump to the friggin' bank at this point. So I crawl out a little more. I hear a crack. Goosh, 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 echoing across the pond. So I reach out. I use my foot to get it over by me. Finally grabbed it, slowly went back, ended up breaking through the ice, got my shoe all wet, right before the end, right, of course. So now I'm shaking off my shoe, I'm looking at the M80, the fuse is like this big. It's tiny. And I thought, all right, well, we always have fuse on us. We brought a backpack all the time with all kinds of stuff in it. And we always used to have extra fuse on us. But this time, of course, we didn't have any extra fuse. I'm like, oh, crap. But I'm really stubborn. And I really don't want this to go to waste. Chris is completely against it. He's like, dude, just leave it. Forget about it. I'm like, no, man. We're going to light this thing. He's like, there's no way. I'm not lighting that. I'm not going to let you light it. You're going to blow your hand off. I'm like, listen, I got an idea. This is what we're going to do. And I thought it was a good idea. I tell Chris, all right, I'm going to hold it in my hand with the fuse sticking out. I'm going to hold it way back here, and you're going to light it. And the second you light it, the second I hear that fuse go, I'll chuck it. And in my mind, I figure, all right, well, if I light the thing and go to throw it, the time it takes me to pull back and then throw is twice as long as if I just hold it back here and then throw. So I think this is a great idea. I think it's going to work. Chris is completely against it. He tells me he's not going to do it. I'm like, look, it's going to be fine. If I blow my hand off, I'm not going to get you in trouble or anything. Finally, I convince him. And now that he says yes, I'm really nervous. I think subconsciously I wanted to fight it. But I still wanted him to hold his ground and say no the whole time, just so I don't have to do it. But ultimately, he gave in, and I'm like, oh man, I pushed it too far. Now I got to do this. So stupid guy stuff, teenagers. So I'm ready. I'm really, really nervous. I hold it back here. I'm like, look, the second I hear this thing fizzle, I'm chucking it as fast and hard as I can. Chris is like, all right, gotcha. So he goes to light. I'm like, wait a minute, wait. Tell me when you're going to light the lighter. He's like, all right. I'm lighting the lighter. I'm like, all right, wait. Hold it a couple inches away first. Give me some time. He's like, all right, fine. So I hear him light the lighter. I literally have my eyes closed and my face shielded away from me in case the thing blows up my face. Maybe it won't blind me. Totally dumb, by the way. Don't do this. So I'm holding my hand back here. And I'm like, all right. He lights the lighter. I hear the lighter. I hear it, the gas coming out, the flame. I'm like, all right, bring it in close. Brings it in close. The second I heard, I swung my arm so hard forward that I thought maybe I dislocated my shoulder. The second I let go, boom, the thing exploded probably 2 or 3 feet in front of us. It was so loud and so scary, and the second it happened, I crouched down on the ground. I swear to God, I thought I lost my hand, because I know, at least I've heard, I don't know from experience, but I've heard that if you blow off your hand or something, I mean, you're in shock. You don't even feel anything right away. You don't feel a damn thing. You're just numb. It would just be a bloody, flappy nub, you know, and later you'd feel some pain, you know, as all your blood's leaking out of your body. So I throw this thing. Boom. I duck down. Chris ducks down. Maybe 3-4 seconds go by, completely silent, in shock. I look at my hand. It's still there. My ears are ringing. Chris's ears are ringing. Chris is yelling to me now. You okay? Just screaming at me. You alright? I'm like, I can hear you. Stop yelling. I show him both my hands. He's like, you are effing crazy, man. We're never doing that again. And obviously I never did anything like that again. That was the stupidest thing I ever did. And honestly, I feel really, really lucky that nothing really bad happened to me. I could have really lost my hand out there. It was extremely, extremely dumb. But still, good memories, right? Cigar is really good. I'm liking it. I'm digging it. No flavor changes at all. Just straight up, same from that first puff on. A little bit of strength on this one. It's really nice. Just an aged tobacco flavor. So, anyway, love fireworks. I have tons more fireworks stories, but this video is actually getting a little bit long, I think. I'll probably tell some more in the future, mix it with some other things. I will definitely do a storytime video about being diabetic and what it was like. And what it feels like when you're no longer diabetic. That's why I swore to myself it would never ever happen again. And I came close this time, but I gotta change my ways, and it's serious. And now, you know, it's not just for me. It's for Christina too, you know, and for Gus, and for my family. You do things to be healthy for yourself first. Ultimately, if you want to do something to be healthy, you have to do it for yourself. Otherwise, it won't work. However, when you're a compassionate person and a loving person, you consider everyone around you. always. It's natural. So, I mean, I don't want to die anytime soon from a heart attack or anything like that, so I want to get on the right course. Yeah. So anyway, that's pretty much it for this one. I know it was half vloggy and not as much fireworks stuff, but that's probably my best fireworks story. Other ones are just kind of, they're just stories. They're not necessarily super entertaining. I'll do more storytime videos. I know you guys like them, and in the one video everyone said, you know, the viewers have spoken. It's time for a storytime video. I know. I'll continue to do them. I want to do another life lesson video in the future, and that's going to be about high school. Not in high school, but high school's over, now what? So stay tuned for that, because I'm going to talk about my experiences and maybe, you know, my suggestions if you guys are lost, you know, after you graduate high school, what the hell do you do? You know, we'll talk about that a little bit in the future. But anyway, I am going to enjoy the rest of the cigar, and I'm going to check on Christina, see what she was up to. What a cool night. Thank you very much to all of the armed service. I can't express enough how much I appreciate every single one of you out there who are, you know, fighting for our country. I don't care if you're on the front line, you know, shooting the enemy, to cleaning the toilets. Everyone serves a purpose, and it is very much appreciated from this household, both myself and Christina. And if Gus can talk, he'd thank you too. So, happy Independence Day to all my fellow Americans, and happy whatever day it is everywhere else in the world. And I hope you guys enjoy the rest of it. I'll see you soon. Take care.